Hello and welcome. I'm Aidan, and this is Terence, a place where stories quiet the mind and soothe the soul. I'm so glad you're here. Before we begin tonight's tale, let's take a moment together to settle in, leaving the day behind and welcoming a sense of peace. Find a position where you can feel truly comfortable. Maybe that's lying down with soft, warm blankets wrapped around you, or sitting in your favorite chair, where you feel safe and supported. Adjust yourself until everything feels just right. Let the cushions hold you, let the room grow still, and let this space become your own. Now take a deep breath in, slowly filling your lungs with cool, refreshing air. Hold it gently for a moment, and then exhale slowly, letting go of the weight of the day. With every breath, feel your body begin to relax. Imagine the tension in your neck and shoulders melting away. Your arms and legs grow heavy and warm, as though sinking into something soft and inviting. Let your jaw relax, your eyes soften, and your whole body just let go. If you haven't already, go ahead and close your eyes. Turn your focus inward and imagine stepping into a world of calm. Maybe you find yourself walking through a quiet meadow at dusk. The sky painted in soft purples and golds. You feel the cool grass underfoot and hear the gentle rustling of leaves in the breeze. Or perhaps you're beside a still lake, the water so calm it mirrors the moonlight dancing across its surface. Wherever your mind takes you, let this place be your sanctuary, a space where nothing can disturb your peace. As thoughts and worries arise, picture them floating away like bubbles, rising higher and higher until they disappear into the sky. With each passing moment, your mind grows quieter, your breath steadier, and your body more at ease. You are safe here. This time is just for you. Now, tonight's story is here to deepen this relaxation and gently guide you further into calm. Let the words flow over you like a soft stream, carrying you toward rest. There's nothing you need to do. Just listen, breathe, and let the story lead the way. Beneath the vast expanse of a twilight sky, where the first stars blinked into existence, Aurel trudged through the dense embrace of the whispering woods. These woods, ancient and alive, held an aura both mysterious and gentle, with towering trees that hummed faint melodies when the wind passed through their leaves. Soft bioluminescent fungi clung to roots and fallen logs, their glow painting the forest floor in shades of emerald and blue. Aurel had heard rumors of these woods in the bustling taverns of Aldwyn, a sprawling coastal city. Traders and explorers whispered of its peculiar stillness and the way it seemed to cradle those who entered. Legends claimed the Whispering Woods were a place of healing for the weary, a natural sanctuary where time slowed and the burdens of the outside world grew lighter. For Aurel, the journey into the woods was not one of intent, but circumstance. A storm had caught them on the winding road north, drenching their travel-worn cloak and driving them to seek refuge. They stumbled upon a moss-covered path, one that seemed to appear out of nowhere, leading to the small, forgotten cottage. The cottage was quaint, yet sturdy, built from dark, weathered wood and crowned with a roof of moss and wildflowers. Vines curled around its shutters, and the door creaked open with a reluctant groan. Inside, the air carried a faint scent of lavender and old parchment. Aurel set down their pack and lit a lantern, its flickering glow revealing a room filled with remnants of a life once lived. Shelves lined with books and jars of dried herbs adorned the walls, and a small table stood near a cracked window, its surface covered in faded sketches of insects, fireflies, to be precise. As Aurel explored, their fingers brushed against an ornate chest tucked beneath the window. Its surface was etched with intricate carvings of fireflies in flight, their wings curling into patterns that seemed to shimmer in the lantern light. Intrigued, Aurel opened the chest and found the journal, its cover bearing a simple yet elegant emblem of a single glowing firefly. The first page greeted them with flowing handwriting. To those who seek the light, this is the journey of the firefly collector, a soul who wandered as you do now, searching for peace amidst the chaos of life. The journal itself is a masterwork. Its pages are made of pressed vellum, soft and durable, with the text written in ink that glimmers faintly in the lantern's glow. Each page is bordered with delicate sketches of fireflies in various stages of flight, their golden light seeming to flicker on the edge of imagination. As Aurel read deeper, the words seemed almost alive, as if the journal could sense their growing curiosity. It spoke not in the cryptic riddles of old tomes, but in a tone both warm and knowing. Peace is not a destination. It is a light carried within you, waiting to be rediscovered. If you seek the first firefly, know this: its light does not shine for riches or power. It reveals the truth you need to see. By the time Aurel closed the journal, they felt the faintest pull in their chest, a yearning to follow its instructions, not out of obligation, but from a deep, unspoken need. The forest outside seemed to hum in agreement, its light glowing a little brighter through the cracks in the shutters. And so, with journal in hand, Aurel stepped out into the soft embrace of the whispering woods, unknowingly beginning a journey that would not only change their life, but illuminate the lives of others for generations to come. The whispering woods seemed alive as Aurel stepped onto the narrow, moss-lined path described in the journal. Every rustle of the leaves, every chirp of a distant bird felt like the forest itself was breathing. The journal's first clue directed them to the azure glade, a place where moonlight danced like liquid silver across the ground. The path was no ordinary one. As Aurel walked, the trail shifted subtly, the moss fading into smooth stones or merging into soft grass. Fireflies appeared intermittently, their golden glow illuminating the way forward. Aurel marveled at their synchronized movements, wondering if the creatures were guiding them. The forest wasn't silent, but its sounds were harmonious. The distant hoot of an owl blended with the rustling leaves, and the wind carried faint melodies, as if the trees themselves whispered encouragement. Aurel paused to consult the journal.
The azure glade appears only to those who walk with an open heart. Fear and doubt blind the seeker, while curiosity and wonder open the path.
Taking a deep breath, Aurel allowed themselves to focus on the beauty around them, rather than their destination. As if in response, the trees ahead parted slightly, revealing a faint blue glow. The azure glade was unlike anything Aurel had ever seen. The clearing was bathed in a surreal, cerulean light, emanating from tiny glowing flowers scattered across the ground. Above, the sky was a vast canvas of stars, and the full moon cast its silver light through the swaying canopy. At the center of the glade stood a solitary figure, a musician with flowing silver hair, dressed in garments that shimmered like the petals of the glowing flowers. They sat cross-legged on a smooth stone, cradling a harp crafted from twisted willow branches. Their melody filled the air, a haunting yet soothing tune that seemed to resonate with the heart itself. Aurel hesitated, unsure whether to approach, but the musician opened their eyes and gestured warmly. "Welcome, traveler," the musician said, their voice soft but resonant. "I am Lyric, a keeper of this place. What brings you to the Azure Glade?" Aurel hesitated, holding up the journal. "I'm following the path of the Firefly Collector. The journal led me here." Lyric tilted their head, their expression a mix of curiosity and knowing. "The Firefly Collector's path is not an easy one. The light you seek reveals truths, not just about the world, but about yourself. Are you prepared for what it may show you?" Unsure of how to respond, Aurel said, "I've been searching for something my whole life, though I don't know what. Maybe this is it." Lyric smiled faintly. "A quest begins not with certainty, but with a question. Sit and listen." Aurel lowered themselves onto the soft grass as Lyric began to play again. The harp's music seemed to carry them away, as if the notes could reach into their very soul. Memories stirred, moments of joy, sorrow, and longing. Aurel recalled their childhood fascination with fireflies, how they would chase their light on warm summer nights. They remembered the gentle laughter of their mother, her voice guiding them home in the dark. When the music stopped, Aurel blinked, realizing tears had slipped down their cheeks. Lyric regarded them with a kind smile. "The firefly's light is not meant to show you where you'll go, but to remind you where you've been," Lyric said. "Only when you understand the present can you truly move forward." Aurel nodded, feeling a small shift within themselves, a flicker of clarity amidst the fog of their thoughts. "The journal says the next step is the Stillwater stream. Do you know the way?" Lyric rose, the harp vanishing as if it were never there. "The path will find you when you are ready. For now, take this." They handed Aurel a tiny vial filled with a glowing blue liquid. "A drop of the glade's light. It will guide you when the forest grows dark." As Aurel left the azure glade, the glow of the vial illuminated the path forward. The forest seemed to welcome them now, its once mysterious presence growing familiar. Aurel glanced back, but the glade was already hidden behind the shifting trees. They felt lighter somehow, as though a weight had lifted. The journal's pages fluttered open on their own, and new words appeared as if written by an unseen hand. Each step toward the first firefly begins within. The Stillwater stream lies ahead, but beware. Its waters reflect not only what you see, but what you've hidden. The fireflies danced ahead, their golden light beckoning Aurel to continue the journey. With the vial glowing softly in their pocket, they stepped forward, ready to face whatever truths awaited them. The path to the Stillwater stream was both serene and strange, a corridor of shifting scenery. At times, Aurel felt as if they were walking through a dream. The forest hummed with life, but the sound was subtle, like the murmurs of a distant crowd. Fireflies flitted around them, their lights weaving intricate patterns in the air, as though pointing the way. The journal's description of the stream had been vivid. The Stillwater stream is a mirror to the soul. It reveals not the firefly's trail, but the seeker's truths. Approach it with honesty, or be lost in its depths. Aurel's steps faltered as they approached the stream's edge. The forest opened into a quiet clearing, where moonlight poured through the canopy like liquid silver. The stream was unnervingly still, its surface so clear it reflected the stars above in perfect detail. It seemed more a portal than water. Kneeling by the edge, Aurel saw their reflection ripple faintly as a soft breeze stirred the surface. At first, the reflection was as expected: weary eyes, a weathered face, and the faint glow of the fireflies circling around them. But as they stared deeper, the reflection began to shift. A younger version of Aurel emerged, eyes wide with wonder. The scene in the water changed, showing a summer night filled with laughter and a sky alive with fireflies. Aurel's mother stood nearby, her warm voice guiding them through the darkness. But then the image darkened. The fireflies disappeared, replaced by storm clouds and shadows. Aurel saw themselves older, burdened by loss and aimless wandering. The journal's words echoed in their mind. It reveals what you've hidden. The reflection shifted again. This time, it was not a memory, but a vision of what could be, or perhaps what they feared. Aurel saw themselves standing alone, their eyes dim, their hands empty. The image was stark, devoid of the warmth they'd seen before. A sudden voice broke the stillness.
What do you see?
Startled, Aurel looked up to see a figure across the stream. They hadn't noticed anyone approach. Yet here was a tall man cloaked in a robe of woven reeds. His face was kind, though his eyes were sharp, as if they could pierce through any falsehood. I see myself, Aurel said, hesitating. And what I've forgotten, and maybe what I fear. The man nodded. The still water reflects more than the eye perceives. It shows the truths we bury and the paths we avoid. Tell me, Seeker, what is it you truly desire? Aurel opened their mouth, but found the words hard to form. I want peace, they finally said. To stop wandering and feel whole again. The man extended a hand, and a single firefly appeared, its glow soft and steady. Then take this light and follow it. But remember, peace is not given, it is revealed. The stream has shown you what you must face. Aurel took the firefly's light and watched as it hovered, beckoning them onward. The man was gone when they turned back, leaving only the rippling surface of the stream and the lingering truth of what they had seen. The firefly's glow guided Aurel deeper into the forest. The path grew narrower, the trees closer together, their branches arching overhead like a cathedral. The air was thick with the scent of earth and blooming flowers, and the occasional soft trill of a bird punctuated the stillness. After hours of walking, Aurel arrived at Lumina Hollow, the place described in the journal as the Fireflies' sacred gathering. The hollow opened into a vast meadow surrounded by ancient trees. Fireflies filled the air, their lights blinking in rhythmic harmony, creating a symphony of golden hues. Aurel stood in awe, overwhelmed by the sheer beauty of the sight. This was no ordinary gathering of insects. It was as if the fireflies were performing a celestial dance, each light moving in perfect unity with the others. As Aurel stepped into the hollow, a voice called out, "Another seeker arrives!" Turning, they saw a figure sitting on a low stone. The woman was dressed in a simple robe, her dark hair tied back with a strand of silver thread. She held a book in one hand and a staff in the other. "I am June," she said, rising to her feet. "I, too, once followed the path of the Firefly Collector. Have you come for the first firefly?" "Yes," Aurel replied, though their voice wavered. "I've followed the journal, the stream. Everything has led me here." June smiled faintly. "It always does. But tell me, do you know what the first firefly truly is?" Aurel hesitated. "The journal says it grants peace." June shook her head. "It grants nothing. The first firefly reveals the truth of your heart. It does not shine for those who seek escape, only for those ready to embrace what they carry within." June gestured to the fireflies around them. Each of these carries a fragment of light, a reflection of a seeker's soul. When I first came here, I thought capturing the first firefly would end my pain. But I learned that the light I sought wasn't something to be caught. It was something I already had. Aurel frowned. "So there's no answer? No peace?" "There is peace," June said gently. "But not as you expect. Stay here tonight, and you will see." As the moon climbed higher, the fireflies' dance grew slower, their light more intense. Aurel found themselves drawn to a single firefly, its glow unlike the others, soft yet piercing, warm yet distant. When Aurel reached out, the firefly didn't flee. Instead, it landed on their palm, its light pulsing gently. In that moment, the hollow around them faded, and Aurel was surrounded by visions, not of the future, but of the present. They saw themselves walking through the woods, sitting by the stream, and standing in the glade. They saw their own struggles, their joys, their fears, all illuminated by the firefly's light. The firefly whispered without words, "Peace is not found in the journey, but in understanding the steps you've already taken." Aurel awoke at dawn, the firefly gone, but its warmth lingering in their chest. June stood nearby, smiling knowingly. "You've seen it now," she said. Aurel nodded, a newfound clarity in their eyes. "The first firefly, it's not something to catch, it's something to remember." June placed a hand on Aurel's shoulder. "Then your journey is complete. Go and carry its light with you." And so, Aurel left Lumina Hollow, not with a treasure, but with the gift of understanding, a light that would guide them wherever they went. As Aurel walked away from Lumina Hollow, the forest seemed to shift again, though this time it felt less mysterious and more alive. The air was no longer heavy with questions, but light, filled with the faint hum of something that felt like hope. Though the path ahead was unclear, Aurel no longer felt the need to know exactly where it would lead. The fireflies' warmth still pulsed in their chest, not as an external light, but as a quiet presence. Aurel realized that the journey wasn't over, because it had never been about the journey itself. Each step through the whispering woods, each encounter, and every reflection in the still water stream had been a step toward this moment. As they walked, a clearing appeared ahead, one that wasn't marked in the journal. It was small and unassuming, with a single tree standing at its center. Beneath the tree's canopy, golden light shimmered, as if the fireflies had woven a veil of stars into its branches. Aurel stepped forward, and a familiar presence greeted them. The firefly, the one they'd seen at Lumina Hollow, reappeared, its glow brighter now. It hovered before them, its light dancing as if speaking a silent language. Aurel didn't need words to understand. The firefly guided them beneath the tree and landed softly on their hand. Its light flared, enveloping the clearing in a golden glow. And suddenly, Aurel found themselves in a dreamlike realm. The space was vast and infinite, filled with swirling light and memories. Aurel saw their entire journey, not as a linear path, but as a tapestry of moments. The storm that had driven them to the whispering woods, the soft songs of the azure glade, the truths revealed in the still water stream, and the wisdom shared by Lyric and Jun. Each moment glowed, forming a constellation of experiences that led to a singular realization. The first firefly's light does not grant peace. It reflects the peace already within. Aurel smiled, a sense of clarity washing over them. They thought of their mother's laughter, the joy of chasing fireflies as a child, and the quiet beauty of walking through the woods. These weren't just memories. They were pieces of a life worth living, moments they had overlooked in their search for something greater. The firefly's light pulsed one final time, and Aurel felt an unspoken message fill their heart. Carry this light, not as a burden, but as a gift. Let it guide others as it has guided you. When the glow faded, Aurel found themselves back beneath the tree. The firefly lingered for a moment longer before flying upward, joining the countless others in the canopy. Aurel watched it go, their heart full but unburdened. The whispering woods, once a place of mystery, now felt like a home Aurel had always known. They retraced their steps, but this time the forest seemed different. The trees no longer loomed but welcomed. The paths no longer shifted but felt steady beneath their feet. When Aurel returned to the abandoned cottage, it too felt transformed. The wooden chest still sat by the window, the journal resting inside. But now Aurel understood its purpose. It wasn't a map to a mythical treasure. It was a guide for seekers like them, those who needed to remember what they had forgotten. Aurel placed the journal on the table, adding their own words to its pages. To those who find this journal, the first firefly is not something to catch, but something to see. Its light does not grant peace. It reminds you that peace was within you all along. May your journey through the woods lead you back to yourself, as mine has to me. For a time, Aurel stayed in the cottage, tending to the forest and its creatures, welcoming the occasional traveler who stumbled into the woods. They shared their story with those who sought guidance, offering them the journal and the chance to walk the same paths. Years passed, and the journal grew thicker with the stories of others. Each seeker left behind a part of themselves, a sketch of a firefly, a note about their journey, or a lesson they'd learned. The cottage became a sanctuary for the lost, a quiet beacon for those seeking the light within. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Aurel stepped outside and watched the fireflies emerge from the woods. Their glow filled the air, a living constellation of hope and renewal. Among them, Aurel thought they saw a familiar light, a single firefly hovering close before darting away into the night. Aurel smiled, their heart light. The first firefly's light had guided them home, and now it shone for others. A legacy not of answers, but of truth. And so, the whispering woods continued to hum with its quiet magic, its paths ready to guide those who dared to walk them. The fireflies still dance, their light eternal, reminding us all that peace is not something we chase. It is something we carry. Good night, dear traveler. May your dreams be filled with light